guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are just coming across my YouTube channel, you're very much welcome, and please hit on the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, help the channel to grow, become a member of this channel, and also like, comment, turn on your notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. So on a quick one, on today's episode, I'll be teaching us how to cut and sew this beautiful gown you're seeing on my thumbnail. Here are my materials that I'm working with. Here is my wording, and here is the thread. Though it's an option that it has elastic at the sleeve. So here is my lining. Here is the doll face. I'm combining these two material. The doll face will be for the up bodies, while the material will be for the down bodies. So I have 2 yards of doll face and 2 yards of Ankara fabric. And here is the cardboard paper I'll be using to drafting out the upper bodies. So guys, without much talk, let's dive into the tutorial of today. So I'll be writing out our body measurements on the screen for us to see. So first of all, what I'm going to mark out my starting point on this brown paper. That's my starting line on this brown paper. So here is the starting line. So from here now, I'm going to take down her under bust measurement. I said it's an off shoulder gown, so I'm subtracting 6 inches for her off shoulder. So first of all, I'm going to mark out her under bust line, which is 13.5, and I'm going to mark her half length, which is 17 inches, and I'll add 0.5 inch to it, making 17.5. So I'm going to make these two lines into a straight line. Sorry, 17.5 for a half length. So what next I'm going to do, I'm going to get her bust point, which is her nipple point. Or before I'll get her nipple point, I'm going to take down her armhole line. I'll make it 9 inches. For her armhole depth, 9 inches. So first of all, I'm going to connect all these lines into a straight line before I'll go to her nipple point. I'm gonna to mark out her armhole depth, her bust point, which is 10.5, the under bust 13.5, and the half length 17.5. So to get her nipple to nipple, her nipple to nipple is 8 inches divided by 2, which is 4. Then I'll add extra half an inch to it, which is 4.5. So I'm going to mark out her nipple to nipple line here. So for her dart legs, I'll be using 2 inches for her dart legs, which is I'll take 1 inch here, 1 inch here. I will mark the line at half length. Then also mark it at her under bust line. So at the shoulder line or chest line, whichever one you wish to call it, I'm going to take in 0.75 at the 2 lines, 0.75, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect the line from her under bust to her half length into a straight line. So I'll bring in my curve ruler to curve in this part from the under bust to the bust point, making sure that there is no sharp edges. Okay, so I'm still going to do the same thing here. Make sure that there is no sharp point at the bust point. So here is it. Now we are going to mark down her body measurement. That is a quarter of her bust measurement and a quarter of her waist measurement. So the quarter of her bust measurement, which is 39 divided by 4, 9.75. So we are going to mark out the 9.75 this way. Here is the 9.75. But you see this 1.5 inches that we took out for the bust tightening here. We are going to replace the 1.5 inches here. Okay. So we are going to measure in total what we have here. We have 6.75. So we are going to bring down the 6.75 to this line, then mark it also. So we'll connect it into a straight line. Alright, so we put in her bust measurement 9.75. 9.75. Yeah, this is it. Then her waist measurement, the quarter of her waist measurement is 9.5. That is for the quarter of her waist measurement. Okay, so we'll connect this into a straight line. So I'll be adding these 2 inches of that intake I have that I took here. I'll be adding it back so that I won't be shorting of it, and add extra 2.5 inches for seam allowance. So at this neckline, I'll be making a sweetheart neck at this neckline here. So I'll be coming down by 1.5 inches for the sweetheart neck. 1.5 inches here. So I'll use my curve ruler to curve it in this way. So, and I added half an inch seam allowance at the origin. So here is for the back bodice. Here is 1.5 inches for zip allowance. Here is for the dart line and the dart intake. I took half inches for the both lines, which is 1 inch for the darts. So what I'm going to do, I didn't measure this earlier. The shoulder measurement is 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So 7.5 minus minus 2 inches, it will give us 5.5. So I'm going to mark the 5.5 here. Let me make use of my marker. So I'll mark down the 5.5. I will also mark it right here. Five point five. Okay, so this 5.5, I'm not going to connect it into a straight line. It's going to give me a guideline on how to replace this 1 inch dart that I took out from here. So here is that 1 inch. So I'm going to replace the 1 inch dart, so that by the time I'll be joining everything up, I won't be shorting of any. So I'm going to add it back 1 inch. So here I will connect my line for my armhole depth. Connect the two lines together. Alright, so the quarter of my client bust measurement is 9.75. So I'm going to measure 9.75, starting from here. 9.75. Okay, so here is it, and the quarter of her waist is 9.5. 9.5, then plus the 1 inch for the dart intake. Here is it. Let me just mark here 10.5. Alright, so I'll connect this into a straight line. I'll connect the two lines together, I mean to say. Yeah. Okay. So at the front, I added 3 inches for seam allowance. So I'll be cutting this out. Let me cut it out first. So here is it for the back. I've cut it out. I'll be closing up my dart this way with my paper stay. So I'll be cutting it once on my material. Let me do that. I've gone ahead to close up the dart. So I don't want to leave this back line straight like this. What I'm going to do, I'll come down 2 inches. I'll come down 2 inches from this line. Same thing, I'll make it into a straight line. Yeah. So I'll straighten up the line with my straight ruler. Okay. Then I'll bring. I'm sorry guys, I don't know that my camera stopped recording. So what I did here, I came down 2 inches from the starting point of the line. Yeah, 2 inches. So I used my curve ruler to curve in this part. So I'm going to cut off this part for the back pattern. So after cutting it out, I'm going to cut them all on my fabric, my material I'm working with. I had to cut out all the materials. So I'll be opening them up for us to see. Let me skip this apart. This is for the hair tie. Okay. So this one, I'll be using it for the to form the fringe at the sides of the skirt. So this, no, sorry, I'll be using this to create the sleeve. This should be for the sleeve, right? Yeah, this is for the sleeve. This remaining material is for the sleeve. So I'll also set this aside. Okay. So this here, I'll be using this to cut out. I'll need to divide this line into two. Then I'll be using this part for the fringe at the side of the gown. So I'll be using this one for the fringe or the ruffles, whatever, fringe or ruffles. So this is for the, is it the front or the back skirt? Yeah, I guess this is for the back skirt. That is for the gown. Alright, yeah, this for the back. So this line here is for my zipper allowance, which is 1.5 inches for zipper allowance. Then this side here, this line at the waistline, I came in 0.75 inch. And to this, I did this to eliminate the zip bulge at the back. So I came in 0.75 inch. Then I connected back to the hip line. Okay, I did the same thing at the upper bodies. Yeah, so here is for the back panel for the skirt. We are making this, we are turning this into a gown. Yeah, so I'll set this aside. Then here is for the front. I've already ironed out everything, so everything is ironed out already. So here is for the front. Here is the waistline. Here is the hip. And for the lining, I took out 1 inch for at the down part of the lining. So I'm going to use it to turn my skirt. Okay, let me set this aside. So here is for the up bodies. Yeah, here is for the up bodies. Let me unpin it. So I've gone ahead to iron in my wording. Here's the front. Okay, so here is for the two sides. Let me turn it this way. So here is for one side, and here is for the other side. As you can see, okay, all right. So I also went ahead to cut the lining. Let me set this aside. So here is for the back. Here is for the back, and here is for the lining. Okay, here is for the lining. So now I'm going to my sewing machine. I'm going to couple up everything together and come back and show us the view of it. So here is the final look of the clothes on my client's body. I so much love the outcome, mostly the padding aspects. So guys, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Please kindly like my videos, comment, subscribe to my channel, and share with your lovely ones. And I will see you all on my next tutorial. Take care.